I'm at Bolton Motorcycles. These guys sell Suzuki, Kawasaki, Royal Enfield. They sell quite a lot. They're part of the MotoGB group. So if you're interested in the bike I'm on today, or you're interested in just a new bike, make sure you check these guys out because they are brilliant. They've got loads of demo bikes as well. So give them a call if you're interested. Let's just cut straight to the walk round, see what I'm on today. Here we have the Suzuki GSX 8S. Now, I've had real problems saying that because I used to have a GSX S 750, but this is a GSX 8S, and I used to have a GSXR as well, so blah, 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 blah. Need to wash my mouth out. Anyway, so what do we think of it? I am a big fan of the colour scheme anyway. I do love the Suzuki blue. I think it looks really nice on this bike. Let's just have a look round it, shall we? I'll show you the bits I like, the bits I'm unsure of, but let's just get cracking. Right, so there is our close-up. Now tell me what you think of the colour scheme, because I really like it. I think the wheels matching the paint to the body panels just really sets the bike off. It's nice. So we've got a single pot Nissan at the back, and then we've got twin pot Nissans on the front. The exhaust, it's quite nice and discreet, to be fair, at the bottom, but it makes a lovely sound, so I've got no issues with the exhaust at all, and it's better that than having some big bulbous thing sticking out at the back. I'm not a fan of that. So clear lens indicators, but you can see just an orange bulb in there. I think from what I have seen, you can get LEDs, but they're an optional extra. This does come with quite a lot of kit as standard, and I do like that about Suzuki. First thing is we've got the quick shifter. Most brands will charge you extra for that. So we've got chain drive. Mirrors, they're actually quite well styled, and they are very functional as well. They're quite a nice size, and you can see everything you need to behind you. Buttons wise, very familiar for me. Regular viewers of the channel will know I've had a Suzuki V-Strom previously. I've had the Suzuki GSX 750, and the controls are very similar to that. So we've just got your horn, your indicators, we've got a mode and an up and down. We've got your light flash as well, your high-low beam. And on the right hand side, nice and simple, just your hazard warning lights and your engine stop start. So one of the nice things I like about this bike is the TFT screen. I think it's a really good addition. This one is just really nice and bright. You can see everything that you need to. There's loads of information on there. We've got your rev meter, we've got a fuel gauge, we've got the speedo nice and prominent in the middle, we've got your gear indicator, we've got your total miles on the bike, we've got temperatures, we've got a clock. As I mentioned, with the mode button, you've got traction control, so that goes up with 1, 2 and 3, I believe. 1 being the highest setting, so you've got the most traction control on, and then it goes down. Now this is on 1 because it's a brand new bike. We're just keeping it nice and careful. And as far as the speed goes, again, it goes up, I believe, in A, B, C, D, and it's in A because it's on fresh tyres and it's new. So repeating myself, I know, but today is just doing initial impressions of this bike, and it is just in its lowest settings and everything. And to be fair, it's doing all right considering it's on its lowest settings. I'm finding it loads of fun. Nice set of clear lenses as well. So I do find a lot of brands, they tend to do the clear lenses for your indicators and then they go for the red light, but it's clear lenses all the way. And looking inside there, these look like LEDs, and then we've just got the orange bulbs as indicators. If you've seen any of my videos previously, you will know that I don't usually harp on about facts and figures. Usually just put the specs all at the end. So if you're interested in that stuff, then wait to the end and it'll all be on there. The few facts and figures I've got for you, I will throw out during the test ride. And as far as, in fact, I'll give you one now, actually. So this has got an 810mm seat height. I can flat foot the bike. You can see riding position. It's quite a nice position. It's up there with my favourite, but it's comfortable. You know, my back's nicely up straight-ish. And as far as the bars go, they're nice and wide. They're not too far away from you, so you don't have to lean over and you're not stretching for them. So it's a lovely position to be in. Let's just go for a ride. I'll show you what it is like on the move and how comfortable it is. My early impressions of this bike is it's a really, really nice bike. Everything around the bike looks really well made. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a high-end premium bike. No, it's not. But it's not a high-end premium price as well, at coming in just under £8,000. So you can't complain. For the money, it is great value. Before I go and ride though, if you like reviews of this type, if you want to know just what motorbikes feel like, sound like and ride like, hit the subscribe button, because that's what I do. Now this bike for me has got a lot to live up to. I like Yamaha's equivalent, you know, you're talking the MT-07. I like the look of the Hornet by Honda, but I've not been on that as of yet, but it is on my to ride list. The quick shifter on this bike comes as standard, so that for me is awesome. It's not as smooth as Yamaha's, it's alright, it goes through the gears well, but you do feel that little bit of a click when you're changing gear, so it's not quite as smooth as Yamaha's version. It's lovely and light to ride, throw it around nice and easily. No wind protection, so I am going to suffer with a face full of wind today. So apologies if it's really noisy on screen for you. The seat doesn't look particularly padded, but it is a nice place to park your backside on. It's quite sprightly as well. I mean, I've not drove it with anger, and I'm not going to. I'm going to show a bit of restraint and respect as well, because this bike is brand new. It's only got 10 miles on the clock. So it needs to be ran in properly, otherwise it's just not going to last. And out of respect for the dealer, and I don't own this bike, so, you know, ride it nice and carefully. Really slow speeds, it's really easy to maneuver. That's one thing I really do like about these little nakeds. Now there isn't any wind protection, so you're always going to feel the wind, and to be fair, I've took this bike up to 60 miles an hour. I've not took it down the motorway. In fact, sod it, I'm going to take it down the motorway. I'm only going to do a junction, and I probably won't talk to you, and that is purely because I've got to have my visor up. So I'm going to give it just a one junction down the motorway, and we'll see what it's like. I can't see it being a mega issue, because it's got enough power to do the motorway. The wind protection is non-existent, so as long as you accept that you're going to get blown away, then getting blown away already. Okay then, so I've given it a little go down the motorway. As expected, you know, the power of this bike is perfectly acceptable. No issues at all with the power. While I'm on the car park, what I'm going to do is a little brake test, just to see exactly, well, show you exactly how good these brakes are. Okay, so you can see it stops really quickly. It works really well. It is a lovely bike to ride, and I think in this category it is up there with the best of them. I mean, it's not quite as powerful as the MT-09, but it's more powerful than the MT-07. So if you did fancy something right in between the two, then this would be a very good option for you. Loads of positives with this bike. It's certainly got more positives for it than the negatives. Yeah, there's not a lot really to moan about. it has got the power of a big bike without being stupidly unmanageable for somebody that's very new to the big bikes. So it's just one to consider. There's loads of traffic out today, and this bike manages perfectly, because I think this is what these types of bikes are for. They are quite light and nimble to just do a bit of your filtering, get past everyone that you need to. This wind today is terrible. Going through the gears, you can feel how clunky it is. God damn it. I really wanted the quick shifter to be as good as Yamaha's, but it's not. It's not as good as Yamaha's quick shifter. It's alright, and don't forget, it comes with the bike as standard. So, in effect, you're getting a free quick shifter. But, it's not... Oh, it's not the perfect, really seamless gear changes that you do get from the Yamaha MT range that I've tried. It's much smoother using your clutch. Just, I know it's not what you really want when you've got a quick shifter, but I don't like to kind of be bouncing every time I change a gear. It just doesn't feel nice. If you don't pay for it and it comes as standard, you can't really complain too much, because if you're not a fan of the quick shifter, just use your clutch and it rides perfectly well doing it that way. If you're coming from a 125, or you're just a learner rider and you're looking for that bigger bike, this bike would suit you. And I think that's because it kind of sits in that happy place size wise, where it's big enough to give you the thrills that you need, but it's not too big that it would be a bit dangerous for you. It's fine for the smaller rider, but I can only just flat foot it, so if you're a little bit taller, it would be fine for you as well. So it just kind of covers a lot of different people's taste, I think, or people's requirements. I'm going to head back to Bolton Motorcycles. I'm going to drop this bike off. If you're interested in this bike, make sure you contact them.